everyone, we're back with Sex and Happiness, a show about sex and happiness, yours and ours. And today Michael is surprising me again with a video, as far as I know.
Well,
So
this is Laurie Handlers, and I'm Michael Gibson.
yeah, and we're going to be watching a video of some people that we sometimes follow on YouTube.
Yeah. Well, and the reason that we do this is because we kind of want to see what, we
What's
react,
out there.
We react to things, but this couple's so funny. They're a lot of fun to watch. They're called Moon Tell That, and it's a Puerto Rican guy who's married to a Vietnamese gal, and they just kind of do stuff. So anyway, they're trying to give advice on
To couples.
relationship advice
Yeah.
to couples, which at first, okay, let's go through it because this is hilarious, I think.
Hello fan, welcome back to Moon Tell That channel. Today, Moon, Tiko, Chicken Man.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us here. We want to talk about how to have better discussions and better conversations with your partner. Some things that we learned in the past couple of weeks have helped us a lot.
3 years. 3 years for we learn a lot. We have 3 series leading on the communication. 1, control your emotional by themselves all the time.
At all times.
All time. This
Sure.
one, you.
So I don't agree with that. I don't agree with controlling your emotions.
You don't?
No.
All right. I suppose
Moon and Tiko, I don't agree with you.
controlling your emotions at all times.
No, I don't agree with that. They clearly don't know about emotional release.
Right.
Emotional release is taking self-responsibility for your emotions. So emotional release is a practice where you de-escalate, you self-regulate your emotions. You get on the floor or you yoga box, you do something that we do, and you let out all the triggering mechanism of the emotion until you're neutral, and then you have a solid conversation about how you felt.
That's right.
Different from trying to control. I don't know anyone who's able to control their emotions.
When
Lee.
you're in the fight and the emotions are coming and you haven't dealt with them and there's pent up emotions in the background that are still there, latent, waiting for you to get into a fight so that they can all spill out at the same time, right? That's what Laurie's talking about in terms of emotional release. And trying to take that bag of emotions and mix it with the current emotions that you're feeling in the moment and then control that, well, you
Doesn't work.
unless you know emotional judo or something. You're like,
This is emotional judo, what we're talking
you
about.
know, I don't know how you would do it. So emotional release is the thing that I think really sets you apart from a lot of tantra teachers, in that you started there. Like that was your thing from the very beginning.
I had to do it.
Yeah.
Because listen, when I tried to control my emotions, it was a mess.
She's
It didn't
told
work.
me so many times. She's told me so many times that, oh, you wouldn't have liked me when I was younger. I was always angry, and I was like, I just don't see it. But
I did emotional release, which is why I'm not always angry now. But even if I was trying to control it back then, you could see it in my eyes. Like my eyes said, I want to kill you. They said it.
I'm sure.
My friends can tell you that. My old friends can
I'm
tell you
sure.
all about that. So when they say control your emotions at all times, I don't think that's very good advice. I think that's very old school advice, and I don't think it actually works. And that's when people do that thing that psychologists call gunny sacking.
Right.
Like they put the resentment and the
Into the sack,
revenge
into the sack,
and
into the sack.
all those things
the
into
shoulder.
a big sack over the shoulder, and then they wait for the straw that breaks the camel's back, and then they come out with, you always, you never, you didn't, why didn't you, I heard you said this, and they come up with a conversation that you don't remember ever saying, and that, like I know how to do that.
Oh yeah. I
But
do too. I've been in a few of the, like I'm sitting here going, I remember those so vividly
Yeah.
going, I couldn't stop myself. In some cases I was just like, having to be right. It was so important.
Engage foot and mouth.
Oh my gosh, and all the
Me
craziness.
too. I had to
Yeah.
be right. I had to argue it till the death of the thing.
And we don't deal with that at all anymore.
No.
Actually, what we do is we cough it up. We say what's on our, what's really got us.
We say the toughest thing.
If something
and
got
we
you.
teach people how to do that.
Yeah.
So I think Tiko and Moon need to come to us. We should invite them.
Yeah, let's invite them
Yeah.
to come.
We'll show you
yeah.
a better way, we promise.
We'll show
and we
you-
don't have to be right about it, but I just don't agree about this one.
Well, we can give you some tools and practices that would actually turn all of this into something that actually makes sense to you.
Yeah. But let's watch the next
But
one.
good try, good job on putting this out there in the first place. At first, I
Yeah.
didn't know whether or not to take you too seriously because you're so funny and you really do a lot of gags. But I felt like, for the most part, this was like a sincere attempt at giving some really good
Educating
coaching
couples,
and
right.
educating couples. Yeah, absolutely.
Let's go. Let's go to number 2.
Okay.
Let's see if there's anything we can agree to.
You know what? I love them so much. I think we'll
We
agree
need
with
to
something.
talk about that.
Well, yeah.
Because you, the emotional person.
Absolutely, I take full accountability about this. I am more into my emotions during a conversation. I need to control it better, and because you get a much better result out of that conversation.
2. Listen, be carefully without the littering. And what I said. Listen carefully without blasting, interrupting, like that.
Okay.
I like this one.
Yeah?
Yeah, listening is really important in nonviolent communication.
Mm-hmm.
It's really important to let somebody say the whole thing, don't interrupt them.
That's right.
And not only that, but then after they've said whatever they said, I'll add that it's important to show that you listened by saying back to the person in your own words what I think I hear you saying is.
Right. And recreating them.
Yeah, recreating them
Yeah.
by showing them that you actually paid attention and that you know and you remember what they said and what
Right.
they're expressing. So that's really, really important. Listening is not it's not practiced very well by most people,
Right.
and it's underrated, but it's a really important skill.
Well, the comedy of this whole bit that we're watching or we're looking at is that it's without busting in or without interruption and listening. So it's the problem is that I think a lot of times, and this is good advice I think on their part, because we'll watch the rest of the video and you'll see she just butts in.
They butt in all the time,
They're
constantly.
cross each other
They cross talk.
all over the place, so it's very funny to watch. But the point is that habit of interrupting someone when you have an idea and must speak it out, I think is the thing that a lot of us, it's me especially, has to become aware of and then somehow conquer. Because it's a tough one to not interrupt someone when you have an idea that you want to get your point across in some way. And you may not have heard what they said in totality because you're coming up with your own response and you can't just wait to slip it in there.
Well, I know 2 things about you.
Mhm.
One is you don't like someone to complete your sentences. You hate it. And 2,
What do I usually say?
I like to complete my own sentence.
I say, excuse me, I like to complete my own sentences.
And the other thing I know about you is that if somebody's going on and you feel like they're over explaining, then you will butt in.
I will.
And it's kind of rude.
Yeah, and I get it. However, have you ever been hijacked by somebody that is going to tell you the same point in 4 different ways
Yeah.
and that's unnecessary? And then at some point you go, well, let me see if I've got this right. I'll butt in that way and I'll stop them and say, hold on just a second. I need to ask a question. Because otherwise you're just being lectured to. And I'm not interested in that.
Okay.
So I'll butt in.
Okay. I've seen it.
You have.
You don't do it with me,
I'm-
but I've seen it.
I'm kind of unapologetic about it. However, the
But
thing,
the person you're doing it with or the people are not in your couple. They never would be.
no. Well, honestly, and they're people that I respect. It's not that I don't. It's that I respect them, and at the same time, I respect me. I respect my time. I respect my mental faculties. I understand the concept. Why do I need to hear it 4 times? I don't. And so then I step in. The thing that I think is important in the couple context is that there's an understanding of, it's not just listening, but it's listening so that I can understand. right? That's the nonviolent communication key to the whole thing, is to be able to listen so that I understand. So you've got to be able to ask questions as well, clarifying questions. Okay, this is what I think I heard from you.
Is that right?
Is that right?
That's it.
Can I ask another question? And then you may come up with a follow-up question to that. But it's also not just to clarify or to turn a corner, but actually to understand. That's the key, I think, is to understand what it is that this other person's telling you. And then be able to come to some compromise or maybe even a huge, beautiful solution out of the whole thing, which is even better.
Okay, let's look at their number 3 point.
Love number 2. This is
My problem. That's why you love that.
two. Yes, I would say thank you so much for taking that on. That's like for real, you accept that, huh?
I upset me. I'm the personal. I don't listen carefully and angry easily. Why I say that? I don't listen to him full the work. He just talk first and I angrily don't let him finish.
Number 2, yes. Sorry.
We're not contacting well.
That also helps to know how you're going to reply. What are you replying to? How do you know what you're replying to if you didn't listen, right?
3. Remind your partner the problem is the problem, not them.
I love this one.
I love the either too.
This is hilarious.
I love that either too.
I love her because she knows enough English, and she gets her point across. But hold on, just listen to this for a second.
We in the problem and we just you Tiko, you wrong, Moon wrong.
If you can imagine that the problem is like a red ball, and you have to put that red ball on the table and fight that problem and fix that problem and stop trying to fix the person.
You cannot fix the person, they born like that. Yes, on the bus, on the bond, on the rent, they have like that. You cannot fix them.
I'm sorry.
You crack yourself up. I'm so happy that she cracks you up.
She is super funny because she's like, I'm sorry, but you're born like that. That's it. There's nothing left for you, man. Don't try to fix them. It's so they're a funny couple. They really are. But this last point, right?
Well, I know, for example, women hate men trying to fix them and fix
Wait.
their
I think
problems.
it's the other way around. Oh, fixing problems, yes. Men,
fixing
problems.
fixing them.
Men are the
no,
ultimate
but and men like to
problem
fix
solvers.
things. Yeah, they like to fix things, and women feel like men want to fix them. I also think that women want to fix men.
Okay. I wasn't following you on the other side of it. But I do
It's
believe
both.
that.
I think that women take men on who are projects. They take him on as a project, and they go, "This man has so much potential. I'm going to fall in love with him and fix him. My love can fix him." And that is such a fallacy. That is like the worst. Do not go into a relationship like that.
Guys,
Do not.
do not.
Nobody is your project. No woman or man is your project.
Right.
And they're right about the fact that the problem is the problem, not the person.
Right.
So I agree with them about that, and
Yeah.
that the problems need to be faced. Now, sometimes people need to call in professional help.
That's right.
Michael and I help couples fix certain problems. We help them fix the problem of boredom. We help them fix the problem of they can't stop arguing,
Disconnections.
disconnections, lack of turn on.
Yeah.
We help those problems, but it's not the person. There's nothing wrong with the person. It's just what's happened
Right.
in the coupling over time.
Yeah, I think that the problem, the little red ball, right? It often seems like that's the relationship. Like your relationship is this little red ball, and that's the problem. And so then you work on that problem, and then you have a better relationship. It seems like logically that's how that should work, right?
It doesn't.
And it doesn't work that way. In fact, what the problem usually is communication. So rather than looking at you're working on this thing called the relationship,
We're working on our relationship.
then what we do is we drop the relationship, we toss it into the trash, and then we say, okay, how do you want to be related to? This is what I need to be related to. This is what I need in order to feel love. And this doesn't work, but this does. You know, one of the things that I think that has made us unique in that sense is that we do that. We actually relate to one another, and when we find ourselves acting like as if we're in a relationship with all the should-haves and you didn't and these things and
You always.
right, always nevers,
We
That-
throw it out and start again.
we dissolve our relationship in that moment and go, okay, how do you want to be related to?
We start again. I know it's very revolutionary, but that's what we do. And we're responding now to Tiko and Moon, and we think they're adorable and a riot, but we don't know if they have really good advice. Sorry.
Well, and not to come in and correct, that's not the point of this, but it is important, I think, to take a look at the concepts and the conversation that's going on here, because it's your relationship, and comedy is so needed. In fact, our last podcast we talked about let him make you laugh or something like that, right? Where laughter is so important to us. Comedy is such an important part of our relating. And
Do you want to finish it out? Is there more to this video?
oh, there is.
They're going to ask for people to make comments.
Cheers. Let her finish up.
You stuck together with the problem. This is your joy.
Thank you so much, you guys, for watching this video with us.
My friend, I will come back with my energy and give my friend more video because I want to start together with you guys on the moon. Tell that I love that.
She's so sweet. Anyway,
I know. They're
they're
adorable.
They really are.
And they're doing their best to be coaches right now.
Yeah. And they're having fun with it, I think. I like watching their other stuff too. Because, there's her father's involved and they have other family members that come around, but they do these skits with each other. And she's like straightforward. I tell you something. And it's nothing funnier than seeing a Vietnamese woman cooking, kick off her flipper, hit the roof, come down, catch it, and throw it at Tiko. That's amazing.
Okay, I'll try that. I'll try to cook something tonight and see if I can send my flip-flop up in the air and then throw
Really?
it at you.
Are you really? I'll set up the video. I'll set up the camera.
Okay. So recently, you've probably heard us talking about our favorite new product. And so we wanted to show it to you. So I'm holding it up. This is Go Love CBD. And we can say that it's a lubricant.
But it's called an intimate serum.
It's called an intimate serum. Isn't that sexy?
Yes.
An intimate serum, Michael.
Well,
Can you pass the intimate serum?
So the great thing about Go Love CBD Intimate Serum is that it comes with 200 milligrams of CBD, and we love it. We started using this some months back, and as we
It's almost a
age,
year.
there are a number of things that happen to our bodies that
Cause some pain.
start to cause pain during sex. And one of those is the thinning of your vaginal walls. And on men as well, I mean, especially if you're circumcised. And this lubricant is so good at not only relieving the pain, but also correcting and protecting and healing any stretching or any damage that could have been done during the act of sex.
Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff. That's why we're telling you about it.
Yeah.
So if you go to this website that you're looking at right now, golovecbd.com, you can get a 10% discount if you use the code
Sex and Happiness.
So go there and get yourself some Go Love CBD.
We love it. We think you will too. All right.
Great, yeah. All right, everybody. That's it for us today. I'm Laurie Handlers,
Michael Gibson.
and we're signing off for Sex and Happiness.
Bye, everyone.